Welcome back to Showmance, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth. This is The Valley finale, season 3.
It is the finale.
We made it.
Well, we got 3 more weeks. We've almost made it.
It's true. I don't want to count my.
And I gotta be honest, hearing you say that, I don't feel like it felt like a finale to me.
I mean, it was one of the better episodes of the season.
Do you think they'll sneak into something or other because of the Britney deal?
That's what I don't understand.
No, because the coming next week was next week, the 3-part reunion. You think they're going to throw an episode after the reunion?
I kind of thought that they would make it like a part of the finale. Like they would do the finale and then do like a
They probably
3 months later or, you know, July, whatever, as of, cause I felt like they did it like 2 weeks ago or something, or a week ago. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know where they slide this. And I also don't care.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that I've now figured out what we were bitching about before. Nobody understood like why are we having a themed Halloween party? And now it makes perfect sense to me now, and now I'm in. And I hate theme parties, but I think they did it so that it was just a very cohesive look. Like the party was a beautiful Halloween party. It wasn't like a mishmash of like a bunch of like homeless zombies and doctors with blood all over their scrubs and whatever. Like everyone was
Sexy
in black.
nurses.
I agree,
red.
but I mean, she could have decided Venetian, vampire. What was the third thing?
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she must have said you got to wear red and black. Red, white, and black are the only.
That being said, I believe she was the only one with a mask on.
Oh yeah.
No one else came in.
Would have been funny if someone
masquerade.
came in like a legit Venetian outfit, just very like proper. And
What would have been even cooler is if an actual vampire came.
You didn't like all the slurring vampires there?
Nah, not a fan of the slurring vampires.
Yeah, if that's what comes with the costume, you got to slur all night.
Wasn't then drinking,
You
add
mean
some
lisp?
get drunk.
You
People
mean
Yeah,
get
oh,
lisp?
the
drunk.
lisp. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're not talking about. Are you talking about
All of
drunk people or the lisp?
It sound. You would just have to assume everyone's drunk that's wearing that because they all sounded drunk. But I don't think that
I was gonna
everybody was
say,
that drunk.
This might change my whole. I got a whole 75% of my thing is
A
about
lisp
how
and a
wasted
slur
Danny
are
was. He
different.
probably wasn't even that drunk.
Oh, I think that Danny was
Danny was-
definitely
Danny was
that
Yeah,
drunk.
that wasn't the teeth.
But a lisp and a
Easy for you to say.
slur are different.
I mean, whatever it was, it wasn't sexy. It was sloppy, and I just think that would be annoying all night, especially if you're a dude there trying to like hook up, you know, and you're just like having to.
Is there any dudes on this show that could go somewhere to try to hook up?
I mean, not the main cast, but this was a party of people. I didn't know
I guess
90%
there
of
was
them.
other people there. Yeah, for this.
We're gonna start at a coffee shop in NoHo with Lala and Nia. We haven't seen them together since I think Mexico.
It was a jarring scene. Like it was a little bit like. Did we skip? Did I miss
Yeah.
it? Did I miss the like phone call or the text message?
Yeah.
But we're just going straight from "I'll kill you, don't touch me" or my husband to let's get coffee
Yeah.
in my sweet ass shoes.
Yeah, that's why I was questioning, was there a scene that I missed? Because I feel like that's the last time we saw them where it was the biggest meltdown of the season.
Yeah.
It was the most upset I've ever seen Nia. It was a night that, listen, I think that Lala won the night, but I don't know how proud she is of that moment. Like I kind of see her looking back at that and being like, that was a lot, you know, like Lala's a grown adult mother now. You know, I think she was kind of on a mission that night to get some shit done. But she is in recovery herself. I don't think that she makes a habit of picking on drunk people to set them off, you know, like not picking on, I'm not trying to start a thing. I'm just saying like, I have wondered about that. And so I don't know, I just thought that was a crazy night. And then to see them being so lovely to each other right off the top, like I was just thinking like, did something else happen that I'm not remembering? But anyway, they just kind of talk it out. Apparently Nia's the one that must have reached out. It sounds like she's the one that reached out for the meetup. I don't know what to think about this. Like, obviously, all the stuff that Nia talked about, we knew all that. I assume that Lala knows that just through word of mouth.
I didn't understand it though.
Yeah.
Because it was like people treat you delicately, is what Lala said.
Yeah.
Nia was like, "Why do you think that?" Lala was like, "Pageants." And then Nia was like, "I think I know why. Because my father raised me.
Yeah.
There was infidelity, 2 divorces. So I made a note that I want a safe man. Danny gives me that. How does that correlate to you being delicate and people walking around eggshells around? Like it didn't
No, I
compute to
didn't.
me on
Yeah.
what that's. It felt like she needed a heartfelt story.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I don't understand how that makes you delicate.
Well, I don't understand how.
I could be wrong. If someone's
No,
out
no,
there
no.
that says this is why, like it didn't make sense.
Well, I mean, I mean, obviously, like a chaotic life can have some kind of effect on you. I guess delicate could be one of them. Like, I don't know. But I was more surprised by Lala going, oh, this all makes sense now at the end. And because I'm like, it does.
What Lala said was, your perception is a reality kind of person. And she's like, and I think maybe that could be because of your pageant background. So that's what Lala was saying. What she said was, oh, what we've always said is they're very protective of their image and their perception of who they are and their family life and whatever. Lala said, that's why I think this is because you are image conscious. I think you are image conscious because of your pageant background. And what Nia replied was, it's actually not. It's because I grew up in this crazy life, a bunch of different houses, affairs, multiple divorces, multiple marriages, in a car with my dad, also my mom. Now I'm with, like, that's why. And then I chose this life and this person because of that, not because I have a pageant thing. It's my facade, if you call it that, or my protecting our life, our whatever she said, my perception is reality, is not because of a pageant life. It's because of this, how I grew up.
That still doesn't compute to me, which is fine. I may not understand that this leading to that, but that's okay. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
What was weird
But
was
again,
just
she wasn't defending why I'm delicate. She wasn't saying, oh, I am delicate.
At one point, she said, I think it could be, and then led into the story. Something along those lines.
But it had nothing to do with the delicate line. She wasn't answering the why
Oh,
are
I
you
see what you're
delicate.
saying.
She said, you think I'm delicate. Why is that? Lala said, well, I think because you're a kind of perception is everything person, and I believe that comes from
You think
pageantry.
she's replying to perception is
Yeah, and she says, I think Nia's saying, well, it's not from pageantry. That is true what you're saying, but it comes from something else. Let me explain my sad story.
Which is a weird thing to explain.
And manipulate
I
you
don't know.
even further. I'm kidding.
I think that I was weirded out by the end because it sounded like when she was saying, talking about when she brought up Danny, just it was at the end of all that. Clearly, Lala does not find Danny to be, if you're looking for someone stable and that you can rely on and that's really sweet to you, I don't think that Lala takes Danny in that way,
Right.
obviously. And so
Nothing more stable than an acting career.
yeah, and there's that. Like
that.
even on Danny's best day, he still is an actor in
Unstable.
Hollywood. So
I wonder if Danny has any like family money, or if Danny was like even a half a brain cell smart or had good parents that were like, oh, you're 7 acting jobs. You're not, they're going in a thing. And now he's like, oh no, I got $500,000 off of my 100 grand or whatever that I made as a, teenager.
I think he's doing well because I think he got into the door of voice acting, and that's lucrative and easy work.
Oh my
and like
gosh.
once you're in, you're kind of in that world.
Steve Rowe, $2 million a season for Dirty Jobs, just for the not even Dirty Jobs, for what's the popular fishing
Yeah,
one?
Deadliest Catch.
That's the one. Did a deal with them, pay or play, $2 million a season, and they hired somebody else, and he was like, "Hey guys, you forgot about the thing," and they're like, "Oh no," and he's like, "Oh yeah," and sued him, and $2 million a season. That's what he got paid. So you can make a couple bucks on that voice acting. Not sure Danny's making that kind of money, but
Not making bucos of money.
not making buco bucks.
Not making buku bucks.
Isn't that
Dude.
funny? And when people are like, "What's your income?" He's like, "Buco bucks."
Wait, he says that?
No,
No,
I
but
just think
he's.
it would be great if he did.
Listen, if he did, yeah, I would finally be like,
Yeah.
all right, guy, maybe I'm with you.
So I don't know what to do with Lala here. Like, I don't know if she genuinely gives a shit. I just still can't tell. The look on her face always, to me, looks like she's gathering evidence. It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't look like she's like really wants to know Nia.
Something happens later on in the end of this episode, and I don't want to spoiler alert, but a little teaser for Not even the end of this episode. It's the end of the part 2. What?
Go. I guess. Yeah.
Just what Nia says, and it's like at least the 3rd time I've heard her say it. And so I'm gonna kind of be like, I'm not sure if I'm buying this shit anymore. I think you guys like being here. I think you like the bullshit. I think you like being the head honchos of the show or working your way into that role. You like the paycheck. You can cry about it all you want. You've said this thing multiple times. You should be people of your word. The whole thing ended with Danny saying some dumb shit, but you keep coming back. So I'm not buying it anymore that this is really that bothersome to you both.
Well, they don't keep coming back. This is their worst season. The other 2 seasons, their edits were great. So this is the season that, like, obviously they don't know that they're having this edit yet, but like this is their hardest
The first time
season.
they said it, I think, was last season, and it's been said twice this season about this group. And basically, when she's like, "These are horrible people. I don't know why these aren't our friends. I don't know why we're
they're
here."
not her friends, really.
100%.
Like
Fine, but then what are we doing? You're just here for the paycheck. You're not like this isn't a big deal to you. None of this is a big deal to you. If it was that big of a deal, you would only film with whoever, the Britneys or whoever. I can't even, honestly, there's another note I have. This episode got so crazy and convoluted and was some, well, you said, and then Kristen was, no, it was Brittany. And then, but you said about that, and it was them drink. I was like, I'm not even sure. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure who said what right now. I don't know. This seemed like the most.
You just going no rules. You're just jumping into the meat and potatoes, dude.
Well, yeah, I'm an anarchist. It just seemed very like, oh shit, this is our last episode. Let's cram everything, and they crammed nothing.
Yeah, this was an interesting episode. I was thrilled with the way that it ended. I just thought that it was like just exactly what I wanted to see, exactly what I knew like was going to come out of these people. I was actually floored that Danny keeps his cool the way that he did. Like I don't know if he just got so drunk that he like got past.
He was leaning on Jesse multiple times. I think he was wasted.
It's like he took a gummy and a Xanny, and like it just like was not. I was pleasantly surprised because it just could have gone so south.
To finish my point about the Lala and what's her deal, she's gathering evidence, but I think she's clocking the same thing with Nia that I was explaining, is that you can cry all you want. I'm not buying it. I think you guys are here for the same reason everybody else is here, and you're going to play along in the drama. I think that's kind of what's going through Lala's head. Is so like when you're like, I don't know if she's buying it, if she's real. I think what she's doing is saying, I've heard you say multiple times that these are horrible people and not your friends, and why are you here, and why do you keep showing up, and now you want to be friends with me however many hours after we just annihilated each other on the beach. Like, you're playing the game.
I mean, but everyone's here for the paycheck.
No, I'm just, you asked what Lala's deal was, if it was real or with her and Nia or not.
Yeah,
I think this is what my opinion is. She's clocking like, oh, yeah, you're in for the game too. You play this game, you play this card of like, oh no, I can't believe, but you can't believe. You're loving this.
Okay, I'm gonna say I do not think Nia is loving this. Okay. I think that Nia is kind of miserable because I think that Nia and Danny are used to things going their way, and they just simply have not been. So like, that's a thing. This is their worst.
But that's all Danny's fault. Why
what?
It's not going their way is Danny's fault. So she should be mad at him, not anybody else.
I think this meeting is a calculated move on Nia's part.
Okay.
Because it's a numbers game. If she likes me, she's going to be a little more torn from Janet. Let's bring her in. Bring her into the family.
Do you think that Janet is doing that with all the other people too?
No. I mean,
you don't think she's like gunning hard for Lacey and Zach and Jesse even? Like, remember the episode a couple episodes ago where it was just like, hey, let's get dinner. Hey, are we good for this?
So are
hey,
you agreeing that Nia's doing that? Or are you
like,
just
I think
like
that Nia's
immediately?
No dummy. I think that Nia definitely knows like it is best to like squash the beef. What I think is cool about Nia is that I feel like people look at Nia like she's this weak little duckling, and I just don't think that at all. I think that she's
no one
strong.
thinks that.
No one here thinks that.
No one thinks that.
On day one, I've been saying like, oh, you guys keep forgetting she's a 3rd degree. Now a 4th degree, apparently.
Well, just for even Lala to say, you just seem delicate to me. Like, that is a consensus. Like, to look at a woman like Nia and just in her, what Lala calls them, her prairie dresses, and like she's showing up with her 2 little mini pigtails looking like Chrissy from Three's Company.
I don't think she called it delicate. She said people treat you delicate. it was a delicate way of saying,
Listen.
why are people walking around on eggshells around you?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember exactly what she said, if it was that or you are delicate, but I would guess it's that if I had to go back and watch, because
I listened to it on the way here.
great, because also what Lala said, Lala laid out the whole thing that I was saying earlier a few weeks ago, is that Nia might be the gang boss, you know? She's not gonna tell you that she wants you dead, but gosh, it would be real unfortunate if something was to happen to little Jesse or little whatever, you know? I don't remember what she said, but she said that, you know, and then she's not doing it, but then Kristen's like, oh, it would be unfortunate. And like, that's what Lala was saying. So I don't think Lala thinks she's delicate. I think Lala thinks she's pulling the strings and like,
Yeah, I don't think
the
Lala
mob
thought
boss.
that in the beginning. And I think she learned that she is a formidable opponent. Lala basically says, I want to move forward with her. I don't get along with her husband. They're a package deal, and I don't know how that works. And that is very astute. Like, if I don't know how much time I could spend with someone I really like if you and them just hated each other. Like, it just would be.
I think we're doing fine right now.
I just kind of keep it inside. I had a question I wish Courtney was here to answer, because Courtney's very big on like, well, if you had a problem, do the work and go to therapy and fix yourself and get better and growth, right? And I said that kind of snarky. I didn't mean it. Yes, she's right. Everyone get better. This scene made me question something. What if you had a situation, you have a trauma, you realize it, you go to therapy, you do the work, you do the growth, but the new person that you have to become to get over this trauma is someone that, I'm going to put myself in this situation, but someone I don't like. I used to like you. Now you did all this work and you grew into this new person, and I don't like the new person. And I understand that you have to be this new person to deal with this thing that you've done or that you've had happen or whatever, this experience, but I don't like it. You're not a bad person. You know what I mean? What do you do then?
But like, who are we talking about? Like a couple, like a married couple?
I'm talking about Nia specifically.
If she went and
No, she did. Like, so what I'm saying is Nia did all this. Nia had this life, right? She's done the therapy. She's done the work, whether it's been church or actual therapist, whatever. She's grown. She's become this amazing, strong woman that's Miss America and a fourth degree black belt, all these things, right? And she acknowledges, no, I have to be this way. I have to choose this life to avoid the life that I grew up in. That is a kind of is a little bit annoying, right? So it's not bad. She's not bad. This is the person that she needs to be. It's the shell that she needs to wear, the armor that she needs to wear. But it's annoying. Like, if you don't like
to
the
who,
person,
though?
To anyone, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think you're not getting the question that
No,
I'm
I'm
asking.
definitely not. I mean, like, who, like,
All I'm saying is, if someone does the work and grows, but grows into a person that you don't like anymore,
like other people don't like her anymore.
yeah.
I mean,
Mix her in with anybody else. I think you're going to take this as a full-blown Nia bashing. Swap Nia out with anybody.
no,
It's
but
just
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, you're growing, you do the work, and then you become a better person, and then some people don't like you. I mean, it sounds like you got to pick new friends then.
I think the term better person there is, you do the work, you become the person you want to be to have the life you want. But you're just really, you rub people the wrong way in order to get your goal. And it's fine because you are who you are and who you want to be, but it can be aggressive. It can be annoying to other people. It can be annoying to yourself almost, that I have to be this person to get what I want.
I think I'm an idiot because this question, like, I don't. If we're still going with Nia, then you should. If we're still going with anyone, they would have to find new friends, I guess. Like what? Like,
no, Nia wouldn't. The person that doesn't like you anymore would. I would have, like, let's keep it Nia and myself, because I was watching this scene. It doesn't even fucking matter. Actually, don't.
No,
whatever.
this
It
is
doesn't
just
matter.
like, honestly, like, I do not understand this question.
It's
Like,
fine. You don't need to understand
because it's anytime that you're
not.
going to go and get help and try to make yourself better and
I guess
work out
to
all
put
these
it
kinks in your
simply,
life.
put it simply, the question was, like I said, I wanted Courtney to answer it because she would have a good answer for it. Maybe.
She wouldn't understand it either.
Okay, well, let's move on then.
I'm getting
Speaking of therapy.
You know what's funny to me? I guess it's not funny, but it's just like interesting because of just like I've gone on about how Lala has like a just sort of a pattern of picking the underdogs or kind of fighting for someone who a lot people don't like, whether it was James Kennedy or obviously her husband. Like she was just constantly defending her ex-husband. She does this with Janet. There's one more person that she did this with. But they always end up disappointing her. And there's something, I think that Danny actually, if he would stop drinking and do one nice thing for her that was just sort of like a good show of faith of like, we had some beef. I do want to mend this. I want to resolve this. I want to, whatever. She would be so easy to get on Danny's team. Danny would just have to basically voice that. And again, stop drinking because she just likes to kind of save people. She likes to be like, no, you know what? He did this thing for me. The rest of it, it's in the past. Like, and I think that if Danny has half a brain, he will think about that because I don't know. I hope that he sees this season and goes, I don't care if he thinks that he was wrong or wrongfully come for, or that he actually quietly thinks it was right that it all happened, whatever it is. I assume he does not want to have another season like this, if only because it's just bad for Nia. Like Nia definitely doesn't want to have another season like this. So I would be really curious to see him just sort of, I don't know, just understand that and do something about it. I think
he doesn't have half a brain though. So every time there's even talking to his own wife, there's times where he could say things differently and he doesn't. And he comes out aggressive and it comes out demeaning.
Totally.
So I just don't see that man putting two and two together. And he's got that Craig Conover where he's not wrong. You're wrong for thinking I'm wrong.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Danny. Sorry.
I like how you feel, Travis. All right, well, now we're with Luke and Kristen at the Misery Olympics. Kristen tells Luke that she did not think that he connected with the therapist, and he's like, yeah, you think? Luke is not a fan of therapy, has never been a fan of it. I think, I don't want to generalize, but I would say most dudes are not like really amped on the idea. It's usually obviously a woman who asks and hopes for the best. It is a bummer trying to get men to go to therapy if they're not really into it, because then you got to find the therapist, and then if the therapist doesn't work out, it's sort of on you. It's a lot of pressure on the person who's just sort of like doesn't really know where else to go but knows this needs to happen. There's so many shitty therapists. I'm pretty much like convinced that if you take my insurance, you're not great. I want to generalize, but here I am generalizing just because like I used to just try them. Just go. I didn't care. Make an appointment, pop in, $10, $20 not cover charge. What's it called? Co-payment. I would say 80% of the time, it's just retelling your story to someone that's sitting there and saying absolutely nothing. And every time I hear someone say, I've got a great therapist, you should call my guy. And I'm like, do they take Blue Shield? No, it's cash only. I've never heard of I've never been referred to someone who was just like, oh, great, here's my $20 copay. Let's do this. And you're great.
I also want to hear the person that used to be a Looney Tune and then is like, I got a guy or I got a lady. And that person isn't normal now. And then I'm like, give me that. Yeah, cash only, fine. You used to be a psychopath and you're pretty normal now. You know what I mean? It's always the crazies that are like, I got a guy. You're like, yeah, but your guy's done nothing. You're still crazy.
Well, I mean, listen, I actually couldn't tell you someone who has really made huge changes just in their own personal, like individual therapy. But when I talk to people about like couples counselors, like therapists, like marriage counselors, whatever, some people are like, this changed everything, or like we leave there feeling this certain way that like we don't feel doing anything else that we've tried. And believe me, we've tried. So I just think that marriage therapists, it's just so tricky because it's like you might really like them, but then like once they tell you actually you're totally wrong and they're totally right. Like, it would take a person to be like, head down, doing the work, like just gonna keep showing up. Like, but what if you go and find out that like everything that you've done in your relationship was the wrong move? Like, I don't know if it makes things better or worse at home.
Makes things better for one of them.
Well, not if
I was
like,
right.
yeah, you would love that. Anyway, I don't know what you guys thought of that therapy session. I didn't do the last episode, so I know that you guys probably talked about this last time, and I don't even remember what your answers were.
Luke's an idiot.
Yeah, Luke is an idiot.
Luke doesn't like how the therapist asked him questions about how he felt.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And then she asked me, like, I told her we resolved it, and she asked how we resolved it. I'm like, don't ask. Like, yeah, man, she needs to know. Did you resolve it healthily? Healthily? Or did y'all just push past it and it's still just laying there and no one's dealt with it and it's going to creep back up?
Yeah.
And he seemed to get really annoyed that she would ask questions about how he handled things or anything about like his thought process, and he felt attacked.
Why are you bothering me?
All
these questions.
He just seemed bothered by the whole process of therapy and blamed it on her. Like, I don't know. Listen, we all know I don't like Dodie. We all know it. We all know I think she's crazy. But honestly, this conversation, I thought she handled it well. There were attacks. There was aggressiveness. There were things that usually would have set Kristen off.
Yeah.
And she sat there in that conversation and was like, okay, man.
Listen, I'm going to say two things.
Oh, God.
One is that I'll say the mean thing first. It's funny. It's not mean. It's funny. And then I'll say the nice thing. But the funny thing is that Luke, there's never been Luke never got called Crazy Luke. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of like, Kristen, you're the one that's got the name Crazy Kristen. Luke never got a name Crazy Luke or Looney Luke or whatever. So like, maybe you should be here first. And then I'll check in when I need to. And second, I think that Nia might be rubbing off on Kristen in a good way. In a good way.
Oh, you think she's rubbing off in a good way?
Just in a like, in through the nose, out through the mouth, waxy feathers. You want to tell him waxy feathers, or should I tell him?
I don't care.
You don't care?
Go for it. Tell him.
When Travis was a young pup, early on in his TV career, he'd get so frustrated at the producers, which is normal, not abnormal, not like he's a loony. He's a little bit crazy, but would just get so frustrated. And I'd be like, bro, you got to have waxy feathers like a duck. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, waxy feathers? Like, you know why ducks have waxy feathers? So the water just rolls right off their back and doesn't soak in, weigh them down, and they just, waxy feathers, bro. Waxy feathers. I think Nia is giving Kristen waxy feathers.
It seems like Danny's rubbing off on Jesse, too. Both of their...
You think Jesse's drinking more? Grabbing ass? Just kidding. God, trying to have a little fun.
You're just mad that this didn't end well for your narrative. I'm going to go easy on you about it.
Hold on. What do you mean?
Oh, we'll get there. So Luke kept on putting his foot in his mouth. Luke just seems like a 12-year-old to me. He seems like this is his first relationship he's ever been in. He's not from here. He's from somewhere that he's not used to like a bohemian kind of, and she's kind of a boss, you know, like I'm sure makes, well, now he's on the show too, but I'm sure her quote is 10,000 times higher than his. I didn't start off liking Luke, and then I started to like him, and now I'm kind of like, I don't know why I necessarily liked him so much. And I don't know if I ever liked him so much, but I just thought like, okay, I think that they're good for each other. But by the end of this scene, I don't know, like I had said this at the top of the season that like, I don't know if these two are going to make it. And I honestly feel even more that way now. And I want them to make it solely because they have a kid. And I think that Luke is going to suck to share a kid with. Because he's not a local, so he's going to want to move if they don't stay together. And then she's going to have to, like, that kind of custody being, like, I'm from Oklahoma. My mom moved here with her new husband to Northern California. So that meant that I was going 3 months of the summer, like these large chunks of time, and like 2 weeks during the like holidays and whatever. To look at Kristen now, the way that she is with her baby, like I think it would send her to the loony bin if she had to hand off her kid for X amount of time. And I know I'm jumping ahead. Like maybe they will make it. Maybe I feel like I've seen them in some interview since, or I've seen her in it. And she doesn't really go into it, but I've heard her say like, oh, things are a lot better now. And, we've kind of made it over this hump. And it really could just be a hump. But like with the way that he feels about her while she was pregnant and the way that he doesn't have a problem at all with saying like, I would like that bitch to be dead and buried. The pregnant Kristen like needs to like have dirt thrown on her more or less. And I get that he probably just thinks
Not
like,
more or less.
this is the safe space. We're the tree
Straight
of
up.
trust, right? Yeah. But like, God damn, like it's biology, bitch. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like that would be really hard to try to want to get pregnant, try to get pregnant again, knowing my husband or fiance might actually end up leaving me during it because he was so put out by it before. And I don't know. I don't think he gets it. I don't think he understands what he's doing, or that it's like, there's a big repercussion of him keeping this attitude going for too much longer. It seems very ignorant and immature, and like just doesn't get it. Why would you want to have a second kid? Why would she want to give you a second kid if like this is how weirded out you are by this? And not saying that it hasn't been a battle, but like maybe hold off, man. Do not have a second kid right now.
Definitely don't have a second kid right now. Maybe get married first, and you got a lot of stuff to do to get married. Well, I'm not saying get married. I'm saying get married before you have your second kid. And if you're going to get married, you got a lot of shit to do. This could be mean or whatever, but I would imagine if they split up, Luke would bounce back to Colorado, and it wouldn't be long before there wouldn't be much of a custody battle. Because I don't think he would fight a ton. I think he would, I could be totally wrong, but this dude's like one of their problems early on, and he could say it's because of Kristen. Fine. But you have a newborn child. How many people say like, oh, you don't understand what love is until you hold a child that you made it, like, and it doesn't seem like that's happened to him yet. And it doesn't happen to some people, right? Not many, but it doesn't happen to some people. I remember I grew up in Orange County. I moved to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, because that's where my dad lived, and I was a brat. And so I was like, yeah, I'm moving to live with my dad. And I did. And I met a kid named Tim who was from Malibu, and we became best friends. And we didn't come back home for, I think it was almost 9 months. And I just got straight up homesick. I missed the beach. I missed my friends. I missed the sunshine. I just missed it. And I threw a full-blown temper tantrum and went home. In hindsight, probably should have stayed in Jackson Hole, finished high school. It was an amazing place, had amazing friends. It was a different vibe, right? I ruined that because I missed home. I kind of see a little bit. I saw some of that in Luke last year when they were having their problems, and he was like, oh, I'm building it down. I want to go home. I was like, oh, I know that feeling. So if things go south, which he's already said they could, and he seems fine with it, right?
Yeah.
He'll go back and finish his homestead, and it will take about 4 hours before he's like, relaxed, feeling the way he used to be. His hippie friends come over and be like, dude, how was LA? Can we run a TV show, man? Oh, it's crazy, bro. I can't believe it. And she'll get pissed because of it. He'll stop calling. He won't, you know what I mean? Like, she'll get so mad about that it'll turn into like, you're not seeing this kid. I'm not doing that, And he won't fight that. And they'll have a relationship later on when she's older. But I think it'll be that story.
There's a part of me that thinks that he thinks he doesn't like LA, but sometimes I just see him in his little outfits and his 2 chains,
dude,
and
his interviews,
his funky hairdos where he's got the ducktail and the like. I feel and how Kristen's like he always wants to go out, so I feel like he is living that West Hollywood lifestyle of like people kind of know who I am now, and I got it in at this bar. I'm going to this club. Don't have to wait in line. I got my friends who everyone recognizes too, and like I think that like if he goes back there, I think it's the same for like when like New Yorkers try to move to like South Carolina or something, and then they're just like, this ain't it, bro. Like I can't do this, and I think that he likes to think that he's the guy that wants to live back home and do the fishing and whatever, but I don't know if he really does anymore. I think he's gotten a little caught up in his Hollywood lifestyle.
I think so. Yeah. Listen, maybe, but that you can take what they say. You can take the kid out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the kid. This guy banged a girl at a wedding behind a tent, and it was Kristen. You know, like so, like that's yeah. I can't imagine. He either was like, oh, that's a real. I'm gonna work this and bang this girl and like this is my ticket, or he just banged a girl behind a tent that was a reality star for fun and never thought that 6 months later she's pregnant, he's on a show, leaving his whole situation. You know what I mean? So like I go back and forth with that. I'm like, how? Because I always go back to that. Like you guys met at a wedding and banged behind a tent. Mm-hmm. That's the type of party, you know. That doesn't often lead to a wedding and kids. That's a weekend. That's a how's the wedding? Dude's sick. Bang some chick and da-da-da. It was great. Who's good? Never going to see her again. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But now he's here. I don't know if that was the intention.
Well, he didn't knock her up when he banged her behind the wedding in the warehouse or the barn or wherever it was. So he didn't have to be here.
That's
and
what
I think it's really funny that he is this guy that was so staunch. Because that's why he was so annoying to me season 1. It was just like, stop complaining, move home then. You live in one of the greatest cities in the country. Like, you just do. You don't have to be here. It is also the most extreme city in the country. So if it's not for you, you can leave. And you're also with Kristen, who's like kind of a lunatic in the best way. I love you, Kristen. I'm just saying, like, she's a very out there girl. So I just thought it was just like a lot of yap, like, oh, I'm this country. Oh, we're going to move back. But then what are you doing here to begin with? You just banged her behind the thing and she lives here. And if this wasn't for you, you would have stayed home. And here you are now working hard to get her pregnant, proposing on a show, trying to get her pregnant again. Like, I think that the lady doth protest a little too much.
Listen, I'm with you, and I'm not like I teased earlier. I'm now this. I think all these people are this. I think all of them can cry all they want. None of them are crying real tears.
Kristen seems like the realest bitch on this show to me. Does she not seem that way to you? Who seems like the realest bitch on this show to you?
Probably Jasmine or Melissa. I'm kidding.
No, Jasmine. No, that's a good point. Jasmine is very real, like to her detriment sometimes. Like.
Yeah, that was a joke, but
yeah, I disagree.
Yeah,
but I'm a contrarian, so
here's the thing: I can't rely on Jasmine. Like Jasmine, often, like as we get into the later argument, like as ridiculous as it was, I was like, well, at least I see how this happened. Oftentimes, Jasmine gets in arguments, and I'm like, what happened? Like, did I miss something? I don't think that was said, or she seems to. I think she heard something that she didn't really hear, and this time I'm like, okay. Again, ridiculous argument. However, understood it. So
I don't think you can be called the realist when later in this episode, 2 people are like, you said this in front of us. And she's like, no, I didn't. If it was one-on-one, maybe I heard it wrong. There's 2 people saying, you said this. No, I didn't.
Wait, Jasmine?
Kristen.
Yeah. I wasn't here for last week, and that's when this scene happened. I don't think I knew for sure that I wasn't going to be doing it, so I did notes for last week. And I had in there, like, this scene, talking about the photo shoot scene, felt so stitched together. Like, it's not like the reactions were, like, off the wall, but they were like, that's not what I think she would say there. That's not the face she would have after this. Like, that scene felt very Franken-stitched.
But that 30 seconds, that whole segment was, she goes, I don't guilt trip, Nia does. And then Brittany's like, oh, so Nia, like, there was no way to edit around that chunk.
There was a way to stay on Kristen and her to say, no, you guys, you've seen it. It's what she does in public. It's when she says, oh, how's your bestie? Remember, we're in the train. Like, I don't think that she was outing Nia, like giving her up to this group. the look on Kristen's face when they exited from her was like she started to be like she was going to say, no, I'm talking about what you've all seen. This is not a secret. You were all there for that. Remember? Like, and it seems like that's what she's trying to say later on. This is not me being a Kristen defender. That scene just felt that way for me from when I watched it. Did you not think that like those reactions were weird? None of them.
From the photo shoot thing?
The afterwards they're all sitting together.
No. As soon as she said that thing and Brittany was like, oh, like both her and Brittany reacted to her accidentally throwing Nia under the bus.
You thought that Kristen
Lala.
reacted in a way like, oops, I didn't mean to say that? You thought that Kristen like was like trying to tell them something about Nia?
It looked like as soon as she said it and they reacted, she was like, no, like.
Yeah. And then she never said anything.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
Okay.
I think that Kristen accidentally sold out her friend. I think Lala was laughing about it in an interview. She clocked it too. Was like she didn't even realize that she was throwing Nia under the bus. So she said it afterwards. So to the sloppy edit, there was no reference of Kristen saying that at that moment either. Like Lala would have either not said anything or mentioned it, or Brittany would have said something. She said that thing. Both of them were so excited that it happened,
oh my God,
which is a whole
reveling in it.
Yeah, fine, but it happened. That's why they got so excited, because Kristen never does that. She never slips up, but she
never slips up. So like, she just randomly did this time. Like, oh, Kristen just randomly slipped up on someone who she's still like fighting to the death for to this day.
Yeah, I think so. And I think her explanation was weird, and her grin and trying to like convince you that like, no, I wasn't talking shit about the mob boss. I was just saying she was funny. She's like funny. It's so funny. It's funny when she does that. No, please don't kill me. I was saying she was funny.
Isn't it weird how we just decide that like you're a horrible person and everything that you're doing is because you're this, and like, and then we go, oh, you just hate them. And it's like, well, I hate them and you hate them. Like, can we all agree that like I hate Janet, you hate Danny and Nia, and so it's like everything is like a little bit colored by like thinking we know who you are.
Yeah, I don't hate Nia. I don't hate Nia. So
I thought you think that Nia is like super fake and a mob boss. Do you think that she is?
No, I just think those are different things. I don't hate her. I feel like
You've said I hate Danny and Nia. You've said it a dozen times.
I hate Danny 1,000 times over. There are so many things about Nia that like I don't know. I feel like the older you get, there's only so many people, and you've seen that kind of person before.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen her before, and I've met her before, and it doesn't feel real to me, and I'm bothered by her a lot, and I feel like she is calculated. I don't feel the vitriol and anger towards Nia. I probably said I hate Nia, but like I don't hate her as much as she rubs me the wrong way. I don't believe her.
Yeah. But you believe Janet?
No.
Oh, you don't like her either?
I don't feel either way towards Janet. She made me angry in this episode, but like I don't have to love someone or hate someone. I'm down. I take it for what it is. There are plenty of times where I was like, man, you guys are going really hard on Janet. You and Courtney, and sometimes this guy too.
I think that Courtney and I know who Janet is,
and maybe, but I'm like,
that's what I mean. Like, you know who Nia is, and Courtney and I know who Janet is. So like, we're always going to have. You can't tell me
you've never met someone like Nia.
I have loved Nia since I met her.
But you've never met someone like her doing those things?
No. Like
Crazy.
doing. I mean, sure, I've met fake people. I've never taken Nia as like I take Nia as obviously she wants everything to go well for her family. She doesn't want Danny will say something and I got to deal with it. Like that to me is just like partnership and marriage. And I think that so many more people have to deal with that. So many more people are embarrassed of like what their partner might say right now than are not. For the people that I know, they are just like, oh, like everyone has to deal with something like that. It's usually the women that are like, he's gonna go off about this. Oh God, like it's just like a very, it's almost like sitcom-y. Like it's very general. What?
I'm just going through our friends, and I can't think of a single couple who would think that their husband that would do something stupid or say something stupid.
Say something offensive, something that's going to set someone off.
I'm trying to think of the husbands that we know.
Okay, well, we can't include any of this. More so than
Okay,
not.
the
The women I
funnier
know
part
are
is
like,
the
oh,
sitcom.
God, yeah,
You're
say it.
sick. Yeah, dudes are dumb. That's fine.
Back to Luke and Kristen. I don't know. The whole vibe I get from them is that he's thinking that this is such a special circumstance with Kristen. Like she's the only woman that would act this way in that kind of circumstance. And I don't know. I think it's lame. He's also a lot younger than her. So
We also never got to see any of it, and they're not really talking about exactly what happened.
what?
Crazy pregnant Kristen.
I mean, like we see her obviously like saying things that are a bummer, like when they were in Mexico and he was like, "Oh, we should I don't expect you to want to go out. So I'll just like leave you be." And she's like, "Oh, you'd love that, right? Just so you can go out and you don't have to deal with me," or something like that. And it's like, no, Kristen, nobody said that, you know. But then also now that I know how he really feels about her in this state, maybe she wasn't making that up. Like maybe that is a thing. Maybe he does try to like get her to like, maybe you don't want to go to that, right? Like, so now I'm wondering if he, because I don't blame him. Clearly, it's not a good situation right now. Like this is all a very like real thing happening. But the fact that he's pushing her to have another kid right now during this time, and then also kind of trying to renege on that. Well, I wouldn't get married tomorrow anymore. You know, like it's just all very up and unfair. And I don't like it. I don't want her to have to deal with that. I just want her to be able to be a crazy lunatic while pregnant and know that like no one's going to be packing their bags because of it. If you want her to have another child, like that, you're putting her in a situation. Then we land over at Michelle's house. She's just hanging with Isabella. That girl Natalie comes over, brings coffee. There was really nothing here, but Michelle telling us that she's wants to sell $50 million next year. And
Interest rates. I felt like she just said the word interest rates, and that was supposed to mean that she was going to sell a $50 million because interest rates, you know.
Well, because you have more buyers when you have lower interest.
But I don't
rates.
even think she said lower. I
don't
think
even know
she
she
just
knows
said
that.
interest. Yeah, exactly. I'm not even sure. She just was like, I think I can get a 50 because interest rates, you know.
Yeah.
No. What about interest rates?
Well, and then Isabella's over here just taking cash wherever she finds it, and she's got $100 saved.
I'm like, this little kid has more money than both these motherfuckers.
Running a cash only
Yeah,
operation.
she's like, yeah, no, we don't take cards.
Michelle talks about her dream of owning a home. Would you buy a home from someone that doesn't own a home? Like, I'm not buying a cheeseburger from a vegan.
What about a vegan cheeseburger?
What? There's not a vegan cheeseburger? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
It seems like they're auditioning Natalie.
I feel like they probably film with Natalie like once a week. And this was one of the ones that because Janet caused the scene and went all crazy.
Jasmine.
Because Jasmine did that they were like, cool, let's introduce Natalie again at the beginning of this episode.
Could be. Definitely got a second episode if she was auditioning.
I mean, she's been in it before when they tried to set her up with Tom Schwartz, but like when everyone knew that Tom Schwartz
Wait,
already
that
had a
was the
girlfriend.
same girl?
Yeah.
It was?
Yes.
Yeah, she
I
got a
didn't
big booty.
recognize her at all.
Remember they were going on and on about her ass?
I remember, and they went and smoked, but I didn't remember this being the same girl.
Yeah, that's the same girl, and it made me just think like, because by the end, I don't know where Janet ends up after this. Like, God knows where I want her to end up, but like, it's almost like what you were just saying, how they probably film with her every week, and then do we need her? Do we need to feature her? Like, is it because she got in an argument with Jasmine, or is it that by this time they're realizing like we need to pop somebody else up here and just kind of get a vibe, get a feel, see what the audience thinks of this person if she gets chatted about or whatever. I don't know. Who knows why they do anything? Yeah. So that's all that happened there. We move on.
Yeah.
So Jesse and Lacey go to the fertility specialist. We know that Lacey's had like a really long ordeal with endometriosis. She talks about it. She talks about how privileged she is, that how it took her like 10 years to even get diagnosed, and like how so many people like never do. It's hell on your body. She had a huge cyst on her ovary, thought she was going to have it removed. That's a huge bummer. Obviously, she wants to freeze her eggs. Jesse wants to marry the eggs to her embryos and have some,
Have some family
claim.
money.
Right. I keep trying to get my thumb on what Lacey is doing here, and there's so many options, I think that she does enjoy Jesse. I think they have a nice time. I think they he's really sweet to her and probably does whatever she wants.
I think they probably laugh 80% of the time.
I think so too.
Like I wish they would show more of it on camera.
Yeah.
It seems like they are cackling all day long.
She also just seems very smart to me though. Like she's just very bright. She knows what's going on. She kind of calls shit out all the time. Everything she says, I can't remember a thing I disagreed with her on. Like I'm always like on board with whatever she's talking about, like a hot take that she has, or even just like a take that's like, she's so dry, you know, that she'll just sort of like mutter something, just like a throwaway. And I'm like, no, don't throw that away. That's good. You know, like she's that good. So we all know that she tried to, you know, she auditioned for Real Housewives. So we know that she wants to be on a Bravo show. But I do think that she likes Jesse. But I also think that she's smart enough to know, like, how, like, Corey and I always talk about how, like, no one is exclusive to, like, if somebody treats all of their girlfriends one way, you're not going to be exclusive to that behavior. I think that she is wise enough to know she's watched Michelle and Jesse interact. That can't be an attractive thing. She's obviously still here, whether you want to call it she's here because she got on a show or she's here because they do have a good time. And I think two things, both things can be true. But I wonder if she's like, I do not want to be on the other end of Jesse's wrath ever. Like, I don't want to put myself in a position to have a kid with him, to be married without like a locked up prenup of like, there is no wiggle room here. Like, we're walking away with exactly what we like. I find Lacey to be pretty bright, and I don't think that there's any way that she has not thought about these things. So I wonder where she's at with him. Like, what do you think about this relationship? Like, do you think that she's like they're really into each other? Like, well, we know that he is, but what do you think about her?
No, I still don't. I'm warming up to it, but there's so many things that rub me the wrong way. I feel like she's just in it for Bravo.
You think that like she really couldn't give a shit about Jesse? Like, if this is all just like for her. Listen, I don't rule it out because I love Jesse as a character. I would never want to be contractually bound to him in any fashion, marriage, business, credit, like any of those things. Like, he just doesn't, he seems like he is able to justify really anything that he wants to. Again, I love him as a character. I enjoy him on this show. He's one of my favorites, but to be somebody that I'm going to intertwine my life with that's a hail to the no for me.
Jesse revealed a little bit about himself in this moment that made me go, oh, I know who you think you are.
Oh, who?
Just the giddiness to seed the earth and to have little dolls.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird. That's some creepy shit. That's like when Elon gets creepy about like, oh yeah, I want to seed that. I want multiple. Like, he wants a whole civilization of his kids. Like, little creepy.
I mean, that's next level creepy. Because he talks about just
but I also like I can see Jesse with his boys' lunches or his fancy dinners and his lifestyle that he wants. Like, he thinks, yeah, one day I will rule the world and have a harem and the little dolls of children that I've made, and I just like a creep. I don't know. It didn't seem funny. It seemed like you're trying to be funny, but you also like if somebody took you back at a weird party, what did I say? I was like, chill, bro. This is not the Underground Thursday meeting. There's a camera guy over there. Like, this is some what's that Tom Cruise movie? Eyes Wide Shut or whatever.
Oh, Jesus. You really
freaky.
took this to a whole new place.
I didn't. Jesse did.
Okay.
Jesse took it to a weird place. I think he has a secret desire to be in a secret society and...
Oh, I mean, I think he would love a secret society, but I don't know if it's like the kind that like, like the real, like...
break it to you.
The five families type.
He just told you it was.
I think that Jesse really is just like super persona obsessed. I think that Lacey is this Orange County, long blonde hair, rich, lives in like a marble freaking castle, has this daughter. He's got a daughter. Isabella is so adorable. He wants to, wherever he goes with Lacey just means that he's going to be able to wear his suede moccasins and his 4 buttons down shirt. Like it's very lifestyle.
His capris. What did he wear? His capris and his shoes that he likes. His little his loafies.
Well, those are just called capris. His Capri is his favorite vacation destination.
Yeah, listen, I know dudes are dumb sitcom characters, but I'm aware I was making a joke.
Well, sorry, man.
Pants.
So I think it's as simple as like it's a lifestyle for Jesse, and she really fits this and fuels this lifestyle. So I think he's trying to get those eggs and those embryos made, the sperm and the little eggs, so that like he's got some ownership over like what happens next. And if she wants to have that kid, then it's gonna have to go through me, and then I'm gonna be part owner of this, and then whatever. I don't know. I do think he really loves her though, but I still think Jesse going to be Jesseing if he gets screwed around or he finds himself not in control of the situation. Like I don't trust him to not just go for the jugular on anything. Jesse's gonna bummer in that way, but whatever. But great news, her ovary doesn't need to be removed. That's a big deal. Like I said, a 10-year journey of dealing with that. So this was, I don't know if it got the accolade I don't know if it got the attention that it deserved. That's a really big deal that she left this thing not having to have reproductive surgery.
Yeah, she seemed pretty excited about it.
Yeah. So now we're pre-gaming. I don't know where we're at. Maybe we're at Schwartz's, but it's Michelle, Janet, Lala, and Jason, and they're gonna booze it before the party.
I feel like they were at Janet and Jason.
Maybe they were. Schwartz reminds everyone that the hottest person that they've ever known or been completely infatuated has also had, what did he call it? Painstaking diarrhea before. Which is such a Schwartz thing to remind the group.
I want to know what they were talking about beforehand.
Do
Hot
you?
people pooping?
Yeah, I want to know what led to that comment. That's a weird comment to start on the scene.
It's a Schwartzism. Schwartz, I hope he's putting a coffee table book together.
Gosh, now you got me curious because it also split up the conversation into Lala asking Jason if they can have sex, and then if he gets blowjob, and then telling Janet to give him BJ's. So it had to be some kind of sex conversation with hot people, like, oh, the best is the hottest person, and then Tom being like, listen, I don't care how hot they are, the most hottest person in the world has shit themselves. Which is not true, because
it would then that was a Janet-led conversation then, because that is like Janet's favorite topic.
But also that doesn't make sense that Jen doesn't like BJ's if she's so provocative, you know?
Exactly. That's what I'd be saying.
Well, Janet,
we talked about this on In the City, which I don't know how it came up, but I watched the after show and heard her explain that she had. I will never understand this.
No, we don't need to talk about this. Are you talking about the couch and the whole situation?
Oh yeah, I'm saying it because this is the
We
valley.
we already talked about it.
We talked about it on a different show.
Well, go watch that episode.
Listen, she thought that she was gonna, as she describes it in the after show, that she was gonna have a cute little boop. There are no cute little boops, farts. That's not a thing, Janet. You asshole. Janet, Michelle reminded her of that. And she did that before her and Jason were married at his apartment, and she shit on his couch, and he had to clean it up. I don't understand. I don't understand what anybody likes about this version. She is just the foulest bitch I've ever ran into. They start talking about, can Jason have sex again? No, I guess they haven't had sex since he had his knee surgery. Lala being,
which is wild. Yeah, they can bone. There's so many different ways they can bone. This guy is the biggest pansy about this knee thing I've ever seen in my life.
Or maybe
he's weeks
who
later.
Wants to
Janet? I mean, I don't know. This guy did enough to marry her.
Johnny Smiles
yeah,
is going to chime in and say, yeah.
Johnny's chiming in right now.
I'm going to hit it and quit it.
Yeah. So somebody does.
Yeah, maybe he's just not fighting for it because it's just like, that's not interesting.
Dude, could you imagine if that's the case and he gets better and he goes and busts his other leg? Oh, dang it. He just keeps hurting himself. He like broke his pinky. I can't, my pinky. Like, it's your pinky. No, what if I?
It didn't sound like he was the one preventing it.
He did seem to.
It seemed like her preventing it. It didn't seem like he was the one.
Then we find out Michelle's birthday is at midnight, and Schwartz, I don't know what Schwartz is doing. Schwartz has decided that Lala needs to kiss Michelle at midnight for her birthday.
I think Michelle asked for it because even Michelle was like, "I'll take a peck. I just want a peck."
Lala did ask her how she makes out. Like, are you full on?
And then
she's
Michelle's
like, no,
response is, "I just want a peck."
I just want you to kiss me. Something weird, like specifically direct to Lala. And then that didn't even happen. The other chick kissed her. Bummer.
Who ended up kissing her?
Natalie.
No, Lala can't. That was Lala.
I thought
It wasn't.
Lala did.
It was.
It wasn't. Lala
It
was
was.
standing right there nearby.
Lala was in the red dress.
Dude, Natalie's singing for her supper.
That she is.
This entire notes that I was doing, I just kept saying the girl whose name I can't remember. And then I looked it up later and I'm
it's
like,
your name?
oh, it's my own name. It's my own name. All right, now we're at Brittany's Halloween party. I said what I said already at the top, that like I do understand the theme now, and I thought that it looked really nice. Everyone just looked really snatched and sexy. And we went to a wedding that had like Timmy and Whitney's wedding had, like you got to wear, it was like navy, black, silver, or gold. And I was like, why does anyone care what anybody wears to their wedding? And then I went, and then I understood. The pictures were beautiful. Just the visual of the entire space was beautiful. Like you put money into photographers and having I don't know. I think it's the right move. I plan to do that if I ever have a wedding with more than 4 people at it.
I've been to some amazing weddings. Their wedding was by far the most beautiful wedding I've been to.
Yeah. A Halloween party. Have you ever seen a more beautiful Halloween party? Like just the guest wise, like their costumes were all very like, oh, everyone here is like down to pound.
I have, but only because I'm. There used to be a Halloween party that a friend of mine threw every year. That was like a legendary Halloween party in Los Angeles, and for a few years, I was dating somebody who they were her friends.
Ooh.
Just some hoochie. But they were her friends, and so we got to go to this party every year, and it was
thebomb.com.
like the craziest party you've ever. Not crazy like, oh,
Like
rager.
Eyes Wide Shut.
No, like just a deck and set deck. There was a big house. It was just like Halloween-y, very with the spooky stuff, and like just they did it right. It was amazing.
One day I'm going to throw really beautiful, amazing parties that everyone takes photos at.
I'll be golfing.
I think we mentioned this earlier too. Danny was, I don't know if he was the most wasted that I've ever seen him, but he was at least equal to the most wasted that I've ever seen him, if not more. Oddly subdued. Just a real stroke of luck for him, I think, this evening. The eating was next level. Anyone in a surrounding radius of Danny eating, if they were also eating, they would also be barfing immediately upon witnessing this. Like it was just.
I love that when there was Lala that came up to him and she was like, "We got to wipe this off. You have cheese all over your face."
I thought he was gonna lose it.
With that in that moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so many times.
The
I
look
thought he
on
was
his
gonna
face
lose
looked
it.
like he was genuinely gonna be angry and be like, "Don't tell me how to touch. Don't tell me about my face."
He did have a lot of cheese on his face, though.
Yeah. And
I honestly think he was I think he was too wasted. I think he was 2 drinks past your typical, oh, it was my birthday, this is nobody loves, like he was too drunk.
dude,
He was too drunk to thing. On the couch, your bum, like he couldn't, even Lala or Jen, somebody was like, you can't even form a sentence.
But that's now I'm more convinced than ever that I think he smoked a joint or ate a gummy because of how much he was eating. Munchy nation. He was gorging on things. Like, I don't know. Right now I'm just relating to like I have done that, and it has been where I'm wasted and then I smoke a joint. Like just some people ask me like, do you want to hit this? Yeah, I do. And then I'm like, I need every single thing. And I'm going to eat it with reckless abandon to however this looks. Like that takes a stoner to eat like that. Or an actor who never eats and is like letting loose tonight. Because he's always like, working on his bod, where it's like binge fest. He's going to barf when he gets home.
cheat day.
I honestly have no problem with Danny drinking this episode. He seemed like a normal drunk. He got drunk. He was quiet. Kind of on the couch.
Yeah.
Didn't bother anyone. Perfect, man.
I think that.
Yep, that's it. You did it. That's how a party should go.
Yeah.
Or you should be really fun. But if you can't do that, cool.
Yeah, if you can't be really fun, then be the guy that excuses himself to the pool house to lay down. But the one thing that he did do that was super annoying, and it kind of died off as it went by because I think he got too drunk or too high or whatever. But he was in that very Danny form of just a whole night of a bit, just in character. He's trying to talk to Michelle. Michelle is the last person. Like Michelle, like I like Michelle this season, but like Michelle's just not someone who has a sense of humor. That's just not going to be a thing for her. Nia is a trooper about it. That would be so obnoxious, but I guess that's life with an actual a thespian.
Nope. I know a couple actors. They don't. Nope.
Jesse seemed to enjoy it. Jesse was like joining in and doing it with him.
I don't think Jesse enjoyed that. I think he was trying to play it off because, like, oh, my buddy's looking like an idiot right now. I'll play.
Oh, no way. Jesse would never do anything for anyone. Like, it seemed like Jesse was wasted too and was like,
he was looking out.
Hello, good sir.
He was looking out for Danny all night.
Yeah. He's been looking out for Danny for weeks.
That's real nice. I didn't take Jesse for a nice guy. Okay, so Lala tells Janet and Michelle that Kristen and Zach continue talking badly about Janet behind her back while pretending he is ready to move forward. So this is just this thing that happened last week at the photo shoot. Now it's time to relay to everyone who's in the line of fire here.
We can get into this whole bit before, or are we gonna?
Oh,
I'm just thinking because we're already in that Halloween party. I don't. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, that's good. All right, we're going to get into this in part 2. The only thing I hate about this is like, have we talked about anything good enough yet that would make it worth anyone's time that they watched part 1? Like, was there anything even in part 1 that like anybody gave a shit about?
No, but that was this episode. They just front loaded it with a bunch of shit to get us to the Halloween party.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Tom's getting paid because like he's a nothing burger in all these.
Schwartz. I read a thing the other day that they're paying, and I don't know if he qualifies as one, but like starting Bravo people are getting, when we looked up the, if Ewan was a full timer, 35 grand starting salaries now for
Per
like
episode?
a full time. Yeah.
No way.
35 grand. So Ewan's like, yeah, I show up for that. American or Ewan, Atlanta Housewives, millions per episode or per season, I think.
We're going to get into the rest of this discussion in part 2, but I will tell you that my take right now is just essentially that Zach is not that into you, Janet, and you're delusional if you think otherwise. Okay, so hype, subscribe, and come to part 2 for all of that, for everything, for Jesse confronting Michelle about a new dude, for Janet blaming Nia and Kristen as to why Zach can't hang out with her.
Danny gets more drunk.
Some custody threats. Danny eats more. Danny's going to continue eating globs of things all night.
Listen, globs
Jason has a
aren't so
weird
bad.
moment. Jasmine has a weirder moment. I don't know if it's weirder. Interesting. Anyway, come to part 2. I'm going to get it out as fast as I can.
It'll be weird.
And it's going to be weird. Yeah.
And Fifth is here.
Just love you. Bye.
Hopefully
Hey.
Fifth will still be here when we're back.
You think they're paying $785,000 per person for a season?
21 episodes? What are you
21
talking about?
episodes at $35,000 is $785,000, right?
No.
Oh, it's $735,000.
I don't think that counts the reunions either. So I don't know who's going to 21 episodes.